Hey, welcome to the video. Mike Gianoulis here for copywriterbrain.com. We're going to show you today how you can use Roam Research and some tools to actually store and save swipe copy ideas for ads. In case you're not sure, swipe copy is like ads and things like that. I'll show you 3 tools that I use, plus a few spots where you can find examples of ads that you can pull from. And we'll show you how to do all that starting right now. Let's begin by doing a quick screen share. I'm going to jump over and show you some of the tools that I use. So let's do that really quickly. Here we go. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is where to find swiped copy ads. So one of my favorite spots is a site called swiped.co, swiped.co. And what's cool about it is you can come here and find all sorts of examples, all sorts of ads, especially like long form ads. One of my favorites, and I actually previously did a breakdown of this ad, is right here, which is an anti-wrinkle cream, which was actually written, I believe, by Gary Halbert. I could be wrong. This might not be the same one, but we'll click on it and see. So this one is, no, this is actually more new, but it seems to be based off that same style. So this is just an example of an ad that you can find. And you can see here all of this copy. And if you can actually highlight it, then you would just do that. But if you can't, the other option that you would do is you would take a screenshot. So you would do, so for me, I use a tool called Snagit. There's a whole bunch of them, but you would just kind of open that up and highlight the part that you want to save and save it and name it something. And then what you would do at that point is you would add it into a tool that I use called Roam Research to find it at a later date. And I will show you that tool here at the end. But I first want to show you how to grab everything and get it linked up into Roam. So swipe.co is a great place. You can search by the niche. So you can type in like finance if you're in that niche. And not seeing anything right now, but I'm sure that's not true. So let me try it. So there we go. So I just did kind of finance without the E, and for some reason it found it. So you can see here, there's like all these different ads. Here's one that I like a lot that's kind of old, but it's by David Ogilvy, and it's a great little ad, how to create financial advertising that sells. And this is actually a very good ad. If you run any kind of an ad agency, this one is extremely good because it teaches you how to sell to clients, and it does it through content first, which is a great thing. So point of this is use a swipe.co to find things. So another tool that I use is just google.com, but I do it in a kind of unique way. And that is that I'll start to look for ideas, or I'll ask problem questions. So Google gives you suggestions quite a bit. So I'll use my classic example. Let's say like I'm trying to sell my beef liver supplements. When I search for that, obviously I get all these things, but look down here. These are questions that people search for, right? Are they good for you? And look at that, there's the answer with a link to where that came from. So what I'll often do is highlight and grab that and copy it. So we'll come back to this, but this is so powerful, guys. Like when you know, look, there's things that they ask, like, what's best to eat? Why should you not? Are they good for you? Do they have iron? Can I eat them every day? These are real questions that people are beginning to ask. So this is like untapped, just great fodder for writing your copy. And the cool thing is they pretty much give you the answer with the link back to where it came from. And as you open these up, you can see answer upon answer. And I'll show you how I actually store these and save these for future use. All right, so that is 2 ways that I grab ideas for copy. All right, another tool that I use to find ideas for copy and things that I like is Twitter. Twitter is a great place to find questions that people are asking and finding just like ideas and topics. So here's my account. If you'd like to give me a follow, it's at Mike, Giannulis, Giannulis, but that's fine. So I go to the homepage and you'll see I like things like this. So here's a guy that I follow named Tiago asking, what is the opposite of a hidden gem? And he's getting answers. So, some of them are good, some are not. That's the biggest thing when you're doing research is you have to plow through a lot of stuff and you get a lot of weird answers. So uncommon common sense is the opposite. An overhyped platform, elephant in the room, coal in the furnace, obvious turd, Amazon's choice. So, you get all these things. A widely cited falsehood. I think that's kind of cool. So these are all just things. Now, none of those are things that I want to keep, but let's just say, let's keep going here and find something cool. So here's something cool. Words should be weighed, but not counted. A Yiddish proverb. So you can see here that there's more strength in saying less than there is in saying more. So this is quite a cool image. This is by a guy named Jack Butcher and his company Visualize Value. Very, very cool. So what I can do using a tool called Readwise, I can actually save this. So I hit this little sign and I send it via direct, and I want to send it to Readwise.io. And all I do here is just type in the word save and hit send, and I'm done. I save that, and if all goes well, I've saved the image too. Readwise is an incredible tool, and I'll give you a link to that, but you can get 2 months free by going to readwise.io/MikeG. That's me. I do get paid, I think, if you join that, or we get free time, something like that. But it's a great tool. It also hooks into Amazon. It hooks into your to like a podcast player, all kinds of things. Actually, quite a cool software, and it allows you to save all these things that you read so they don't get lost. And that's the Readwise tool, and that's how I save tweets, which is very, very cool. Okay, so we're going to talk about the next tool, which is called Hypothesis. And you can install that by going to hypothesis.com, but instead of the IS being part of it, it's hypothesis.is. But it's really pronounced hypothesis, but there's a .is at the end. Again, I'll put down a link for this. But what we're going to do here is I'm just going to show you how to use this tool to grab copy in real time. So let's say that I'm on the site healthline.com. Let's say I want to do something around women's wellness, and I'm doing something around goal setting. So here's 6 ways to bounce back if your New Year's goals fail. So I'll click on that and say I like this phrase here. New Year's goals don't always go as planned, but setbacks lead to learning. So if I was going to find a way to sort of save that right now, I'd have to highlight it, right click it, copy it, and all that stuff. But what I can do, because I've already installed the plugin right here, which is this little H, this is a Chrome plugin. I'll go ahead and turn that on, and I'll make sure that I'm logged in. Log in really quickly, and I am logged in now. So what's really cool is all I have to do is highlight it and let go and highlight. So now instantly I've saved that. As I scroll down, I could find some more things that I like. Let's see why they fail. This is also a great way if you're trying to come up with ideas to write articles on or any type of content. So I like this. Reframe failure. By changing your perspective, you can begin to see failure as an asset. It's an opportunity to learn, improve, and potentially try again. That's cool. Highlight that. Focus on the process. I believe goals are the destination, says Hall. So what's cool is you also can highlight. Instead of doing a full highlight, you can do what's called an annotate. Click that, and I can add a comment here. So this is a great quote that Means a lot to me. Whatever. Post that only to me. So now, anyway, I could go on and I could do this whole thing. That's fine. But let's also say that I don't have time right now to do all this. I don't want to read all this right now. You can see the way that this is structured. So if I don't have time to go through it right now, but I want to go through this at some other point in time, I can use the fourth tool that we're going to speak about. So we talked about swipe, we talked about Readwise, we talked about hypothesis. Now we're going to talk about Instapaper, which is the next tool. You can see that I already have that tool installed. It's right here. This is this little eye. If I click on the eye, bam, saved. Where did it go? Here we go. Let's pull it up. Instapaper.com. We jump over here to Instapaper, and there's that same piece that we already had. Six ways to bounce back. And what's cool is you'll see that it cleared away all the junk. And you also can access this on your phone. So if you're out and about and you have time, you can read and do the same thing on your phone. So let's say we go through here and we'll be getting to read. And I like this quote: the first step in treating yourself with kindness is acknowledging why your New Year's goals might have failed in the first place. It's not because you suck. That's a cool quote. Highlight and boom, got it saved. Setting goals for a new year can be problematic, says Fiona Hall, a psychotherapist. So we say, oh, you know what? That's not, I like that. I can add a note. I like the idea that goals can be dramatic. That's kind of neat. That might be a good hook there, right? So anyway, I could go through again, read everything, and whatever I would want to say. So let's say I want to acknowledge your strengths. That's cool. All right. So now you can see we've been able to go through and highlight and save all these things, but where do they go? Right? Where do they end up? And how do we grab this Google stuff and get that into the Roam Research database? So let's show you that right now. Okay, so here we are back in my Roam Research database. If you haven't signed up for Roam yet, it's an incredible tool. And it's what I use in my Copywriter brand course to teach you how to store all of your copy, all of your research, all the things that you want. And what you'll see is so cool here is that all the things that we just saved have been imported into here. So we have the things that we saved from Readwise. We have the things we saved from the tweet. So if I click here, you can actually see the tweet that we were going to save. And there's a link there to the image. We can view it and see right back where it was, which is great. If you go inside here, you can actually see any of the tweets that we've done. So there it is. It's right there. And let's see if it's mentioned anywhere else. No, that's it. So that's the tweet that we saved, which is quite cool. So we have it. These are the things we saved. Okay, so on the Readwise side there, that was the tweet. So here is what we saved from the article. So we actually saved, these are all those things. So here's even the comments that I made. I like the idea that goals can be traumatic, right? So all that was actually saved here, and you can link out through this. Now, the cool thing is all of this came through Readwise, even though it was done inside of Instapaper, it still routes through Readwise. So that's why it says Readwise here, and all these things are there and they're all set up. Now, let's say that your question might be, okay, well, how do I track all this and how do I store it? Now, my course goes through this in full detail, but generally speaking, you have a blank page every single day. Now, mine has things in it because this is my own account, but you can actually copy things. So you could actually, so let's say we like this, the first step in treating yourself with kindness is acknowledging why your New Year's goals might have failed in the first place. It's not because you suck. So we can, if we would like, highlight that and just copy it straight up. But also we could right click here and we could copy the reference. So then I could create a page, and again, this is beyond this training, but you could create a page inside of Roam by hitting bracket, and then name the page goals. So I've already got one called that. So we'll do goals, quotes. And I actually have a page called quotes, goals, quotes, for a product idea around goal setting. So what's cool is now when I hit that, you'll see that each of these is a page that is linked: goals, quotes, idea, goal setting. And by tabbing through here, I can now paste that in. You see how it put in a code? Well, when I hit enter, look at that. The code is now linked to that original piece. So if I were to go here and edit anything here, then I would actually find it and it would come up and I'll be able to. So if I click on it, I can jump to that where it originally was created. So quite a cool thing. And again, you can do this for all these quotes. So here we go. Setting goals for the new year can be problematic. Yes, I agree. Let's copy that reference, paste it in here. And what's cool is, let's say now I click on goals. So anytime I've ever tagged anything about goals, there it is. Let me show you how I tag things from Google, because there's not a way to do that automatically. So I go in here and the question is, are beef liver supplements good for you? And it says that basically, let me move the camera just a little bit so I can see here. It can be good for you, yeah. So they are beneficial for tissue repair and all that. So I can highlight that and copy it, and I can actually create the tag. So we'll go back and we'll create the tag, and we'll do it like here. We'll do beef liver, and we'll do questions. So question one, we'll just paste in here, are they good for you? And we'll tab it over. The tab. So that's question one, are they good for you? There's the answer. And now the cool thing is, let's go back, and you want to make sure that you always link where this came from. So we'll copy that link and go back. And this is quite cool. I think you'll enjoy this. This way you always know where you found the stuff at. You can create a page. We'll put a little star here, or just put, I'll just say the word reference. And then I put this parentheses, paste it in, and boom. Now I have, whenever I use this, I have the original reference point. These words, why they're in that blue, is because these are things that were bolded. So now if I go back down, and I can add the next question. So let's go back to the search. And can I eat it every day? Let's grab that answer. So we'll copy the whole thing. So I copy the whole thing and bring it back over. Sorry, go back here. Boom. Can I eat it every day? Tab this over. Yes, we can. It's great for you. And copy the link location again, right? You see how that works. So it's there. Do the same page name, reference. I can type right, reference, and parentheses, and paste, and boom. So we've got that there. So anytime we find this, we can jump there. And the cool thing is, if I jump here, you'll see when I ever found this. So there it is. Are they good for you? Bam, can I eat it every day? And the cool thing is, if you just added one or two of these things per day in the background as you worked, you would find that you would grow and grow and grow. Okay, so this was a very, very quick, kind of scattered training. I just thought I would show you some of the tools that I use. Inside of my course, it's a lot more structured. It's like 30 hours of training where I kind of show you step by step how to combine all these tools into kind of one, and especially what to research and how to research for selling any kind of product or anything like that. So I implore you to check it out. I think it's a pretty cool course. Just go to copywriterbrain.com. And I ask that you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, as it always does feed the YouTube algo, which could help spread this thing out there. So hope this was even somewhat of a help for you. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon back here on the channel. Peace.